Hello, Eduardo. My name is Mark Allen. It is very nice to informally meet you. Thank you for reaching out for a tarot reading, and thank you for being patient. It's been a really busy season. The summer solstice is the time of the year when the sun is at its northernmost point at the Tropic of Cancer, and that means a lot of light is pouring into our atmosphere in the northern hemisphere. All that light is information from the sun that is activating our DNA, giving us messages, and so there's a lot of energy at this time. It's, the sun goes down at the latest time of the year. Sunset is around 9 p.m., and so there's a lot of light, there's a lot of information happening. And so I wanted to make this reading that addresses the four cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, the elements that they are represented by, and give us clarity from all four corners of the earth and the winds of all the directions to give us a good reading of this energy, how to perceive it, how to take it in, how to use it, and what's to come for us in the next coming months during summertime. The way I read tarot, I'm connecting with my personal guides that I've been speaking to, my angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher self, etc. And they're giving me messages that your guides are speaking to them, and then my guides are speaking to me. And so by asking me to read for you, you're opening, you're allowing your guides to speak to me. You're opening yourself up to receive messages. And so some of it will seem familiar, and it'll kind of be like an aha, like, yes, this is just an affirmation that I'm on the right path, because your guides want you to be on your highest path for your highest good, and they want you to be happy, healthy, successful, etc. So I'm going to pull cards. This will be for the north, for the south, for the west, and for the east. I also have an old tarot deck from 1709. It's called the Tarot de Marseille. They're old woodblock prints. The block would have been carved out of wood and then printed in the black and white, and then they would have gone in with watercolor and colored in the four different colors, which all have to do with the four different elements, which are the four different suits as well. There's also a playing card deck, essentially. The tarot deck is split into two decks, the minor arcana and the major arcana. The major arcana is 1 through 22, and they're very illustrated cards, and then the minor arcana is essentially a playing card deck, and it has the numbers 1 through 10, four different suits, and four court cards. So, you have two major arcana cards in your reading and two minor arcana cards, and I'll explain with each card what that means. Starting in the north, which is the element of water, that's going to be our spiritual and emotional illumination. You got the Wheel of Fortune, which you may be familiar with the show Wheel of Fortune, which is named after this card. This is one of the major arcana cards, like I explained before, and the major arcana are more pictogram-esque. They have more information embedded into the symbology of them. And so here we see three figures. One appears to be a monkey, two appear to be other kind of animal, amorphous, but also personified beings, spirit beings. And this guy on top wears the crown, and they are on the Wheel of Fortune. It's spinning round and around, up and down, up and down, up and down. This is a card that indicates change. It indicates things happening fast, at a fast rate, things changing fast. Like, it could mean like a sudden move or a sudden just change in fate, and usually favorable, especially when you're reading it for, it depends on what you're reading it for, but in this instance, being all about the element of water and the element of the spirit, very much about, there's a lot of things that are shifting in your life that are causing you to question the spiritual side more. You're starting to realize these intuitions and these kind of powers that you hold within yourself, maybe dreams as well, seeing things before they happen, have an inkling of things, and that has also led you to be intuitive about certain choices and perhaps big changes that you may be making, and you're getting more information. All of us who, light workers, millennials, a lot of the people who are open and have their eyes open, we're having a lot of messages being given to us because there's a lot of information being sent to us from the heavens. And so those of us who are open and empathetic, there's a lot of things happening, and we're seeing all these changes. And I definitely think that the president is like a macrocosm kind of causing things to shift, but we're seeing that shift and we're able to make a positive shift. Those of us who are looking for the positive, who are wanting to genuinely make a difference in the world, wanting to heal the world, wanting to bring the spiritual way back into this kind of regimented, very capitalistic, very mundane society, bringing that liveliness back to it in our own way, in the own way that we flourish. So this is definitely saying, like, be prepared for those changes, but your intuition is guiding you, and you're always safe and you're always protected, so you don't need to fear during this change. It's really good to trust your guides and say, yes, I am ready for this change. I am ready for more information. I am ready to see more and feel more and do more and be guided, and really listen, like starting to tune in to that internal guidance, that daily guidance that is taking you from place to place, person to person. So yeah, changes are happening rapidly. Be prepared and trust that your guides are there for you, and feel free to ask your guides for help. Archangel Michael is a go-to person for me for protection, but whoever that is for you, calling on your guides, calling on your spirits, calling on your angels for protection and guidance during, the all the changes that are happening. The next card we have is the card of the West, and that is the King of Wands. And the West is about the element of earth, and it is about the manifestation on the material plane. So this is about how we are taking those visions that we have, inspiration, dreams, intuitions, and how we are manifesting them on this on this physical realm, taking the spiritual realm and turning it into physical, imagining something and making it happen. And you got the King of Wands. The Wands is the element of fire, so having the fire here in the earth is very much about kind of that turning up the soil, making it, burning what was there, and letting that nourish the soil again, if that makes sense. But this is a metaphorical thing as well, these combination of elements. But the wands are the suit of clubs, and they are all about our fiery and passionate energies, which usually have to do with art or music, or I see it as like a paintbrush, what we're actively creating, what we're using our tools for to create, to make something out of nothing or transmute things. So you're really it seems like you're the type of person who you've come to understanding that if you set your mind to something, you can achieve it. It may take a while, it may take a lot of steps, but you have taught yourself how to do things in the past, and if I wanted to learn this thing, if I wanted to do that, I could do it. It's just a matter of putting in the time, energy, and effort and willpower into learning something. And so really, whatever you're wanting to learn, whatever you're wanting to pursue further, you're definitely going to have help grounding that energy and making that reality possible. And I definitely recommend grounding meditations at this time. There's a lot of them on YouTube, and essentially they are guiding you to ground your energy into the earth so that you can release that negative energy and allow that positive energy to grow and come forth. The king is a master of his domain. He is the king of his kingdom, which is of wands. He is like the art king. And so perhaps it seems like maybe you've learned or mastered a creative skill, whether that be writing or painting or art or something. I'm also seeing a job of some kind, like, I don't know, like maybe film, screenplays, stuff like that. But even if it was like you're a film person and you see how it works and you know that screenplay, I mean, there's some shitty screenplays out there. You could you could easily write a screenplay if you really set your mind to it, had an idea, went forth with it. And maybe screenplay is not the right thing for you, but whatever that is for you, you really have this could be a new step for you, learning this new thing that you're interested in or adding that thing to what you already know and really going for it, really grounding that idea, grounding that inspiration, grounding that spirit, and pushing forth with your motivation, with your fiery, passionate energy. And you can't let that stop. You have to let that guide you the whole way. And so really burning that passion inside of you and keeping that passion burning and moving forward. So then with the South, we have the element of fire, and we have the Page of Wands, and this is also specifically about passionate and creative impulses. And the Page is a learner. He's an apprentice of the Suits of Wand, which is all about the art, the fire, the creative, passionate energy. And so it seems like you're really on fire about something. You're really excited about something new, about learning about something, and really push that as far as you can. If that's photography, if that's music, if that's something creative, let that energy guide you and be excited every day about what you're doing. I mean, that's definitely what we're here for. We all want to set up a life for ourselves that we're excited to wake up every day to do what we want to do, and get paid for it. So if you're not feeling happy in your current position or job and you're wanting to move on further, talk to a mentor. This is someone who is learning from a mentor, and be open to learning. And you're always going to be in a place of learning, so always be in that openness of there's always something new to learn, there's always something new to see, do, understand, hear, look at things differently. So don't ever be in a position where you think you already know everything, because you will never be in that position. You could always be learning more. And so it definitely pays to follow that passionate energy and let that guide you, even when it seems like you're hitting a brick wall. Which brings us to the card of the East, which is about the element of air and about our thoughts, writings, and debates. We have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man's not a bad card. He sometimes has bad connotations, but if you look, he's not that sad. He's just chilling. He got his leg caught in a trap, and he's waiting for someone to take him down from that trap. But he knows that he can't get out of it himself, so he's patiently waiting for the time where he can be unattached. So that cord, I'm definitely seeing some energetic cords that you still have connected to something, and that's kind of preventing you from moving forward. So you kind of need to wait and meditate and cut those cords before you can move forward, whether this is about love or career. But no matter what it is, it's all tied together. If we're tied in one area of our life, it's going to tie us in other areas of our life. But also, he's not struggling, so it's not like we have to break free from these things. He just needs someone to cut him down. But you can cut those cords. You can ask the universe to cut those cords, and ask the universe to help you move forward, move on. Sometimes it feels like we're pushing and pushing and pushing, but we're never getting where we want to be, and that's because we're not ready for it yet. We have to become vibrationally ready for it, prepared for it, in order to for it to come to us, because it'll come to us when we're ready for it. But if we're not ready for it yet, it's not going to be a match. So we have to be patient and let our guides guide us, be listening to our guides, be listening to our spirits, and allowing them to help us, intercede on our behalf, and guide us on our path. And that sometimes we get in ruts, and that's okay. It's okay to rest. It's okay to be patient. And with this being about thoughts, writings, and debates, and the element of air, it seems like maybe there's a mental fog, or maybe you feel like there's an obstacle in the path of something that you've wanted to do, but that's not a bad thing. It's something that you can work through, and by work, it's a step-by-step thing. It's not something that's going to be like a quick release. Like, it's a every day you're working towards that thing, and there's going to be days when you make tremendous progress, and there's days where you just make a little bit of progress. And even those days that you just make a tiny bit of progress, that one sentence that you're adding to your screenplay, or that one paragraph that you're adding to your bio, or that one picture that you're taking to add to your portfolio, those step-by-step increments are what lead up to the big things. And we have to prepare ourselves to be ready for when we can say yes to those opportunities and be able to expand into the fullness of who we are when we're prepared for it. So every day is an opportunity to prepare ourselves for that and prepare ourselves to move forward. And then when we are cut free, when we are no longer in the rut and things are flowing, allowing that flow to keep flowing and not preventing. A lot of times we're the ones preventing ourselves from moving forward, and we just need to step out of our own way in order to make that happen. Anyway, I hope that this solstice spread was helpful for you. There is a new moon coming up on July 2nd. That is going to also be a solar eclipse, which is in the sign of Cancer. Again, that's July 2nd, which is a Tuesday. My tarot partner and I are going to be making videos about it, and we're going to do some Tarot Tuesday videos. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, Mark by Mark Allen, I do a free weekly reading where you can pick a card on Instagram, and we will be posting more videos as well. Please let me know what you thought of this, how you like the format, and if you have any friends that you want to refer to me to, you're more than welcome, because you are a referral from referral, and that I very much love meeting other people's friends. I will be in LA sometime soon in late July, so I'll be sure to let you know. I might be doing some public readings or hanging out in different areas. Would love to meet you. I'm not sure if you know Jen, who knows your friend Daniel, who I read for, but she's really cool. Anyway, hope you have a great one. Enjoy this light. Be sure to take it in. Be sure to enjoy it. Be sure to enjoy yourself and your own, alone time, finding that meditative space where you can be alone with your thoughts, allowing the universe to speak to you, even if it's just 15 minutes a day, really grounding yourself. That's going to help you take on the day with more vigor and be able to withstand that which comes our way, because sometimes we get stuck in these holding patterns and things can be agitating, and we can react in certain ways. And so, yeah, definitely meditate at this time. Don't force the change, because the change is coming. So allow yourself to fully immerse yourself in your creative passions and what you're learning and what you're doing. All right, have a good one.